CBS Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Now from the banks of the Ohio River, we welcome you to Paycor Stadium in downtown Cincinnati, Ohio. Coming up, two teams ready to square off. It's the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Cincinnati Bengals. On the visitor's sideline, head coach Liam Cohen. This guy got the season started on the right foot, a home victory in the season opener. On the other side, it's the Bengals head coach Zach Taylor. His team also winners in their opener, so a couple of 1-0 teams doing battle here. Mike Tirico and Greg Olson with you. Evan McPherson getting this one started. And we are underway at Paycor Stadium. So here come the Jaguars, and Greg, it brings out Trevor Lawrence. Many ups and downs in his first 4 seasons. Now year 5 for the former #1 overall pick out of Clemson.
Nothing real fancy when you look back on last week's game, Mike. I mean, he had the 2 touchdown passes, of course, the 1 interception he'd love to have back. But for the most part, I thought he was really efficient. I thought he did a nice job operating the system. And there's actually some more plays that he left out there. So I think he can build off a lot of that, try to improve in this one today.
The Jags will use the first of their timeouts here, and they'll get a chance to catch their breath over on the sideline. From the 35, it's 1st and 10. Now Lawrence on the bootleg.
Well, that scramble is ultimately going to end up short of the first down, Mike, but it's going to help quite a bit. That's a great job by the quarterback. Just taking what the defense gives you, get downfield, pick up good yardage.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. Here's carry number 1 for Travis Etienne. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. It's a pickup of 12. That's good for a Jaguar. 1st down.
Really nice explosive play there on the ground, and tell you what, for these fans sitting in the stadium, they're not used to seeing their home team pushed around. So continue to be physical at the line of scrimmage, mix in the runs with the pass, and if they can continue to generate these big explosive runs, I don't think they need to go away from it.
Running room hard to come by as he'll get ahead for a yard. Chris Jenkins there on the tackle. From the 42-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 9. They go play action for Lawrence. Short, complete to Likely. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. They'll come up to 3rd and 3. Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. That'll be caught. It's Hunter. A pickup there of 13. 1st down, Jacksonville.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
From the 20, here's 2nd down and 6. Man in motion is Brown. They fake the jet sweep and give it up the middle. And it'll be a pickup of 3. So 3rd down, forthcoming.
And while that run wasn't anything really to write home about, what it allows them to do, Mike, is keep everything in the playbook at their disposal. 3rd and short, now it's up to these coaches to dial up their best short yardage play and extend this drive.
Lawrence from the gun here on 3rd down. He's hit after the catch, and the ball comes free. The Bengals have got it.
And that's just got to be a really deflating way to start this game, Mike. I mean, you work on this opening script all week long with the expectation that you're going to start fast, and then you come out early, careless with the ball. They knock it loose and create the early takeaway.
So here come the Bengals. And, Greg, there is no denying the talent of this man. Joe Burrow led the league in passing yards and touchdowns a season ago.
Here we have a guy, Mike, just really coming off a tremendous...
And remember now, all turnovers must be reviewed by replay. So this one is going to need a little closer look. At issue was the knee, or any other body part except the hand, down before the ball comes loose. And are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field?
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. Great chance to make an early statement here on the road. It is 1st and goal. They'll run it here with Etienne. Some room to run as he takes it down to the 2-yard line. Now here's 2nd and goal. Etienne. And no signal as of yet. And none forthcoming. He is stopped short. And now it's 3rd and goal. Off the play fake. Here's Lawrence. That is caught. What a job to keep the play alive. Travis Hunter. Touchdown, Jaguars. For Hunter, the Heisman Trophy winner, it's his 1st NFL touchdown.
And that's a really important opening drive here, Mike. You think back a week ago, there was a lot of disappointment. It was a long week of practice, a lot of questions that had to be answered inside that building. So you want to come and show, hey, last week is over. We are a lot better than how we looked then, and you can't do it a lot better than that.
Cam Little comes on now for the extra point. His kick is good, and the Jaguars will take a 7-0 lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This is going to be taken in at the 3. They'll get this up past the 20. That's where they'll set up shop. So 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 22. Burrow gonna open by putting it up. Open man downfield. Chase has it. That one's good for 29.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as my guy is better than your guy, and we're going to just keep giving him a chance.
It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. First run of the game here for Chase Brown. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
The 3-4 defense, Mike, is predicated on the big man over the center, the nose tackle. He's big, he's strong, he takes up the entire middle of the defense, and that's exactly what we just saw in that play. He makes the stop for no gain.
That's the second time they connect on this drive. This one good for 13 yards. 1st and 10 now from the 36. Now Brown. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's 2nd down. There you get a look at his numbers on the ground a week ago as a part of their victory. From the 33, here's 2nd and 7. Play action now. It's Burrow. Inside the 10, it is caught. And he's going to be brought down. Give him 27, and it's 1st and goal.
The defender has to do a better job here, Mike, of getting depth. He wants to elevate that ball to give his secondary defender a chance to make a play. He gets too much width, not enough depth, and a quarterback like this is going to take advantage.
Working out of the gun, Burrow. And he's in. T. Higgins. Touchdown, Cincinnati. That his 2nd TD catch of the season.
And what a response by this offense. It's not easy taking the field, Mike, for the first time in the game, and you find yourself already down to score. They watch their opponent kind of march down the field and score on the opening possession, and they're able now to go out and square it on up. Allows you to take a deep breath, maybe get a little confidence for your defense to go out and get a stop, and they come over with this extra point. We got ourselves a tie ball game.
Evan McPherson now to kick the extra point. The kick is good. And the Bengals come right back to tie it at 7. Each team one possession, each team a score. 7-7 as they kick it off. He fields it at the 8. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Jaguars offense ready to see the football for the 2nd time. So, Greg, this offense comes on the road here in week 2. Look, road games are so hard in the NFL, but it's nice to hit the road coming off a win at home.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, it's amazing how winning creates more winning. It kind of has an ability to kind of build on itself. It's a snowball effect. So when you're winning, you're feeling good, everything works. And all of a sudden, you start losing, and you start questioning everything about your approach. So the key in the NFL is win or lose, you're on to the next game. And it's the team's ability to start fresh every single week, regardless of the previous week's outcome. Those are the teams that find themselves in position of the playoffs down the stretch. All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball. Modest gain.
He's going to have the 1st down and then some. And he's going to be out of bounds just beyond midfield. 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. Catch made right side by Thomas. From the 43, here's 2nd and 5. Lawrence gives this one to Etienne. And he will work this down inside the 40. That's going to be good enough to move the chains. 1st down.
That's good for a Jaguars 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
2nd down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a 1st down.
They'll go back to Etienne on 1st down, and he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 4. Now here's Lawrence. That's to Hunter. He's got it right side. And they're going to be set up now as he's brought down at the 5-yard line. Remember, he had the touchdown on the opening drive, and here on drive 2, he gets a first down with that catch.
First and goal at the 5-yard line.
Here's a run. Trying to create some space, but will not find much. He'll get a yard. They'll mark it at the 3. The ball a little closer now. It is 2nd and goal. Again, they give it to Etienne. And he barrels his way into the end zone. Travis Etienne. Touchdown, Jacksonville. That his first touchdown of the new year.
Make no mistake about it, he may get the glory, but that does not happen without unbelievable blocking up front. So let's give the big guys all the credit in the world. He's able to displace the defense right there at the point of attack, and that's about as easy a goal line touchdown as you're going to see all year.
Little on now for the extra point. It's up and through. And the Jaguars will move out to a 14-7 lead. The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. This taken at the 5. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. Here's Brown. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all. We are through 1. It's the Jaguars on top. Greg and I back here in Cincinnati after this. It's Bengals football here to begin the 2nd quarter. They've got it with a 2nd down and 10. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. He'll find Chase. That's complete. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot, but they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
Pass right side, and Higgins has the catch. Nice job there defensively to keep him in front of the marker. It's going to bring up 4th down.
And it seems like he just cut that route a little too short. He's got to get more depth on the initial stem, and that way he makes sure when he catches the ball, it's beyond the sticks.
And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. Travis Etienne and the Jaguar offense ready to get back to work. Greg, when you look at the AFC South, there's an appreciation for what the Houston Texans have done. A couple of different quarterbacks, a couple of different head coaches. They've really been the team over the last several years that has been the team to beat in this division. And for the others, there's been moments. The question is, what pieces can they put together to try to knock Houston off the top?
Yeah, and you know, nobody wants to be in a rebuild, right, Mike? Your coach got fired probably for a reason. You're drafted at the top of the draft order for a reason. Typically means things didn't go great. But if you're going to rebuild, I'll tell you, you want to do it in a division where there's a lot of wins on your schedule, and that's certainly the AFC South over the last couple years. So as bad as things feel if you're Jacksonville and Tennessee, the fact that there's not a big dog in your division, your ability to find yourself climbing up the ladder is not as far as away as it might seem in the moment.
And Greg, I've heard you say a bunch of times, if you have a quarterback, you have a chance. Well, both of the teams at the bottom of the division last year, Jacksonville and Tennessee, they've got #1 overall picks as their quarterbacks. One who's been around for a bit in Trevor Lawrence and one who's recently been drafted in Cam Ward. They have to be #1 overall pick performers for these teams to come challenge at the top.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And with Trevor Lawrence, Mike, we've seen him play top-tier #1 overall, got a big new contract. I mean, we've seen him play franchise quarterback level ball. It just hasn't been frequent enough. And then, of course, in Tennessee with Cam Ward, we're not sure what it's going to look like, but we knew in college he was incredible. So if they get the Cam Ward we saw last year at Miami, if he brings that culture-changing presence on and off the field in that locker room to Tennessee, I wouldn't be surprised to see Jacksonville and Tennessee higher up that list.
They go play action for Burrow. Passing right side, and Chase has it. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. Burrow finds Chase for a big one. It's a gain of 34.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. Throwing is Burrow. That ball flutters to the ground. It's incomplete. Well, fortunate there wasn't a defender right there in the area. Could have been a turnover. Instead, it brings up 2nd down. They'll run it here. It's Samaje Perine. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
And after that negative run, I think this changes the play call now on 3rd down. So this offensive line has to be a lot better on 1st and 2nd down to gain positive yards. Stay on track, because you don't want to be in 3rd and pass too often in today's NFL. There's no doubting the fact, Mike, they've made a clear point in saying we need to get this guy the ball as often as possible. And so far, they've had great success when they have gotten him the ball. I think defensively at some point, you've got to find a way to get this duo out of this rhythm or they're going to be in for a long game.
Right back to Chase. He's got it again. And he'll take this down to the 6. That's good enough for 1st down. 1st and goal.
You can't run plays like this, Mike, if you don't have incredible pass protection. I mean, he started on the left side of the formation, and look how far he had to go across the field before that ball was caught. That's going to take time. That's going to take a lot of trust in that quarterback, in his protectors, to know he can stand tall in that pocket and wait for his receiver to break open.
Now the Bengals are going to call the first of their timeouts, and they'll have a chance to talk things over after picking up that 1st down. Burrow now. That one taken in. Jamar Chase. Touchdown, Bengals.
And what a fitting end to this drive, Mike. It only makes sense that he's the one that gets the ball in the end zone after making a handful of clutch plays prior to the touchdown. That was just a textbook example of one guy taking over the game.
McPherson now for the PAT. It's up and good. And the Bengals will tie things up. We are all even at 14. We are all square, 14 apiece the score as this one's away. On the return, it's Parker Washington. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Travis Etienne and the Jaguar offense ready to get back to work. Well, Greg, as the season starts, really the season never ends. Think back to the schedule release, the draft has become this multi-day huge event. Green Bay crushed it with all the folks around the stadium in Lambeau, and some big names will be tied to that draft forever. A couple of the rookies that you've watched that are just sticking out in your mind, interested to see how they fit in the league as this season gets going.
Yeah, you know, obviously so much attention around the quarterback position. And Cam Ward goes #1, and then obviously with Shador and all the conversations around that as the draft unfolded. But I think a guy that's going to be fun to watch when you talk about fit, Mike, I think you look at Ashton Genty. He gets drafted by Vegas. He's now with the Raiders. Pete Carroll. It kind of has the feel of, is he his Marshawn Lynch? Is he the bell cow back under center, Geno Smith, play action, set up that run game, play good defense? This feels like the early path Pete Carroll took when he took over in Seattle and turned them into a Super Bowl champion. So I'm not saying Genty's Marshawn Lynch, but he certainly feels like that's the fit the Raiders were going for when they took him with their first-round pick.
Hey, let me ask you about Travis Hunter. Of course, the Heisman winner, Colorado, great play, both sides of the ball as a receiver and a corner. You know, Greg, it's hard to come in this league and play well on one side of the ball. Is it realistic to think you may see him on both offense and defense?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, and I think to start, you have to say, okay, let's hang our hat on something. And I think when you look at the league, where is it harder to find impactful players? I believe it's harder to find impactful defensive backs. I think it's a harder position. I think the league favors the offense with the rules and the play style. So if I'm Jacksonville, I'm making Travis Hunter.
Oh, that's the one thing they couldn't have there, the sack that might take them out of field goal range. Now a timeout for Jacksonville. They're second as they'll discuss what's to come as fourth down is looming. So it is fourth down, and that'll bring on Cam Little for this Jaguars field goal. They'll put this one down at midfield. Here comes a 60-yard attempt. His kick is good from 60 yards out. He's got the leg to knock it through.
And you talk about having confidence in your kicker, Mike. I mean, to send him out there to kick from midfield, and what does he do? He repays you with that confidence with a 60-yard field goal. I mean, that was something else.
Charlie Jones now to return. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over. Jamar Chase headed back out there along with the rest of his Bengal teammates. Greg, when you step back and look at this AFC North, Baltimore and Pittsburgh, their rivalry now really for a couple of decades has in so many ways defined this division, and they set the tone for everything that happens when you are in an AFC North game.
And you talk about divisions having identities, they have their culture. Really at the top, Baltimore and Pittsburgh kind of want to play a similar style game, strong on defense, great run game. Obviously, Baltimore adds the extra element with Lamar Jackson. To me, the fascinating team, though, is what kind of jump can we expect, Mike, from the Cincinnati Bengals?
I agree with you because if you think about the toughness and the physicality, Cincinnati can put up points in an electrifying fashion, and even the 1 year Cleveland was up near the top of the division, they did that as well. But you come back to that defensive side of the ball, and when I look at these teams, Greg, I just think, man, these are defenses that can stop anybody in the league, and that's where you've got to invest in this division.
Yeah, and I think that's what's so fascinating about Cincinnati is they're kind of the outlier. They're the pass heavy, they're the spread attack, they've got unbelievable weapons on the outside, obviously Joe Burrow, a quarterback, but it was the defense, and you said it, their inability to be as good on the defensive side of the ball as Baltimore, as Pittsburgh, traditionally, but especially last year, is really what allowed them to be the odd man looking in when they missed the playoffs. So I think if Cincinnati can just improve a little bit on defense, they have the offense to now enter and make it a three-man race in the AFC North.
Here comes the Jacksonville offense now, heading back onto the field. You know, Greg, as we get the season going, obviously the adjustment to last year's new kickoff rules in place. We talked to a lot of coaches during the year. Folks didn't seem too bothered about letting the other team have the ball at the 30-yard line after a touchback. But the 35-yard line, I don't know, does that feel any different to you?
You know, it does, and I think the part that people don't talk about enough, Mike, is the impact that it's making on going forward on fourth down, not settling for field goals. Because remember, in the old days, if you got stopped inside the 5 or you scored inside the 5, it was all the difference of if I kicked a touchback, they got the ball at the 20. There wasn't that much of a spread, but now all of a sudden, is it in my best interest to settle for a field goal and kick off when I could give you the ball at the 35? Or even if I fail down there tight in the red zone on the 3, you now possess the ball inside your own 5-yard line. So I think that's an element now that's causing offenses to go for more touchdowns, kick less field goals, because the ensuing kickoff is giving my opponent the ball in much more favorable territory.
You know, the other rule that is adjusted are overtimes in the regular season will mirror playoff overtime, each team getting the ball. I'm so happy, Greg, because I just felt so incomplete when a team got to overtime, but then their offense, which may be the best part of the team, never got on the field.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree more, and you hear everyone saying, oh, well, just get a stop. Well, it's that legendary game between Mahomes and Josh Allen where neither team stopped anyone. It was just an offensive touchdown festival. So you won a coin toss and you get the ball. Well, the other team's defense hadn't gotten to stop the whole game. If Josh Allen got the ball first, he probably would have scored on a walk-off. So I love the idea of both teams getting the ball. If a game is good enough to go to overtime, let's finish it. We don't need to be in a rush. There's no curfew. Let's let the guys finish it on the field, a lot more similar to how the regular game goes and not have significantly different game flow come overtime.
Second down, Burrow. He's got the hookup to Mike Gesicki. That'll be good for 11 yards, still short of the first down marker, and third down coming up. They'll run here with Brown, and he's not going to get the first down. They met him, brought him down in the backfield on third and short. Two minutes to play in the first half of a three-point game. We'll come back to Cincinnati in a moment. Here's Ryan Rico now, as he's on to punt for Cincinnati. And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Jags offense ready for this next possession. Well, Greg, it will be a very busy stretch for the passports. A lot of international games to look forward to. 7-all outside the U.S. Chiefs and Chargers last week in Sao Paulo. Great ones to follow. Vikings and Steelers in Dublin. Vikings in London playing the pressure gets there, and down he goes back inside the 20-yard line. Now timeout Cincinnati. That's their second, and they'll get together prior to this second down play. Here's Lawrence. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose. And it's going to force third down. In motion goes Likely. To throw is Lawrence. Open right side is Likely. And he'll get a good chunk of that yardage back, but he's still well short of the first down.
So barring an aggressive decision here on 4th down, it looks like this is going to be a 3-and-out. So this offense has to get to the sideline and regroup, figure out what went wrong, fix it, because they've got to be able to maintain possession the next time out.
On the return is Jones. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. The Bengals offense going to see what they can do in the final minute of this first half. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. Burrow to throw. We'll find Brown out of the backfield. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line. Oh, maybe a free play as he'll look to throw it. Oh, a huge mistake late in the half. It is intercepted. And he'll be taken down, and there is a flag on the play. This is going to be a huge call. So a lot of options on the table now. It's 1st and 5. Now, Burrow. Quick throw, taken in, and they have the 1st down. So they get the completion on 1st and 5, and now they'll set up 1st and 10. Now, Burrow. He'll swing this one out to Brown. So, halftime straight ahead, and we go down to Scott Hansen, who has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Scott Hansen with you from the EA Studios in Orlando. This has been a heck of a game so far. Just a field goal separating these two squads. You have to imagine both sides are trying to figure out how to clean things up, put some touchdowns up in the second half. Let's find out what goes on in the third quarter. Back out to the stadium and our broadcast team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Scott, thank you. This is still anyone's game here. We'll see who can come out with a hot hand as the second half is about to get underway. 3 points, all that separates these two sides as half number 2 kicks off. We'll go ahead and just seed the touchback here. This ball over the back line. It'll come out to the 35. The Bengals offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. So, Greg, the home opener after winning on the road, I know you've said it a bunch, there's a different satisfaction for a team to go on the road and get a win. So it's got to feel good to start your home season at 1-0.
Yeah, I mean, everyone loves to play week 1 at home. Your fans are into it. The hope and the optimism of the season is at an all-time high, but it doesn't always go that way. So they go on the road and they get a win. So now expectations coming back to your home field, your home crowd. Now everyone's really juiced up. So this is going to be a great environment, a great week 2 opportunity for them to not only start 2-0, but to get to 1-0 at home.
And he is out of bounds. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a first down. A carry here for Brown. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
So the offense trots out the old jumbo package. So they bring out 3 tight ends, big bodies. But the defense kind of sees it coming. They've got to change it up. You can't be so predictable. Big bodies run, small bodies pass. And I think that's a little bit of what's going on here.
And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on third down.
Exit third and 3.
Burrow from out of the gun here on third down. And he's going to pick up the first down. He knew where that marker was and made sure he got beyond it.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on third down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
On the ground, it's Brown. And the woes in the running game continue. They're going to subtract yards there. A loss on the play.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, second and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
That's complete. It's Yosibas. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. Ball down to the 16-yard line. And it's 1st and 10. Not much there. Maybe a yard.
And they've really done a nice job defensively holding them in check. I mean, ideally, you'd want your back to average around 4 yards a pop, but they're falling short of that threshold as of now, and partially it's why they find themselves trailing at this stage in the game.
Well, it's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up third down.
Brings up third and 4.
Burrow. That's into the hands of Yosibas. And he's going to have the first down. They convert on third, and it sets up a 1st and goal.
You could see that he was trying to find something downfield, trying to take a shot there on third and short, but really nice job understanding there was nothing downfield, no need to force it. Get the ball underneath, get a fresh set of downs, and start over again.
This one broken up. It's incomplete. The defender right there with him. It brings up 2nd down.
Second and goal.
Burrow. There's that man again. Another catch.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
That is caught.
These are the worst. I had a couple years, Mike, where I swear I got tackled inside the 1-yard line 10 times, and then you look back and you're like, man, how many touchdowns did I leave on the board because I couldn't get one more yard? Now, for him individually, not ideal, but right now they're on the doorstep of the end zone, and they got to find a way to put that ball across the goal line.
Burrow throwing on 4th down. To the goal line and in. Jamar Chase. Touchdown, Bengals. That's his 2nd touchdown of the game. He's doubled his season output. He now has 4. On is McPherson for the extra point. He's got it. And the Bengals move out in front by 4. It's 21-17. After the TD, on is McPherson to kick this one away. Washington now to return it. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. The Jaguars offense ready for their first possession of this second half. Trail by 4, a touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. They'll give it to ETN to start this drive, and he'll only be able to muster a couple of yards. Demetrius Knight there on the tackle. From the 25, here's 2nd and 8. Play action now. It's Lawrence. I had a defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a 3rd down.
They nearly connected on the big play downfield, but he's not quite able to hold on to that ball through the contact. You can chalk that one up as a win defensively.
To the tight end, Likely. And he looks to be a bit short of the line. And that is going to bring up 4th down.
I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the 1st down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks, and now they got a 4th down decision to make.
And he'll get a few yards on this return, up past the 15-yard line. Jamar Chase headed back out there along with the rest of his Bengal teammates. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. Here comes 2nd and 4. He's back to the ground. He'll get it again. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
3rd down. 3 to go. Working out of the gun, Burrow. That's into the hands of Gesicki. He's got it. His 5th catch of the afternoon. Good for a 1st down.
Really nice job there, Mike. I mean, he sees the blitz coming and just gets the ball out of his hands. Understand where your outlets are. It results in an easy pitch and catch and move the chains.
They'll turn and hand this one off. And they'll have it across midfield down at the opposing 46-yard line. Give them 12 on that one. They are on the march. Another 1st down.
This is where you have to be careful, Mike. You find yourself winning in the second half. Human instinct says, all right, let's just sit on the ball and protect the lead and let the clock run out. You can't do that. Stay aggressive. Do what got you here. Continue to mix the run with the pass. Keep your foot on the gas and try to extend this lead.
And he'll get about 6 there, setting up 2nd down.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
Handoff here, up the middle, and not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
When you look throughout this game, Mike, I don't think there's even a debate. This defensive line has clearly won the battle at the line of scrimmage over this offensive line. And for an offense that wants the run game to be such a critical element to its plan, they've got to do a better job because there's nowhere to run. There's no holes for the back to find. And all these 0 or negative runs are putting them in some really bad spots. And as we saw in the first half, Mike, the defense was really unable to do anything to slow him down. He put up some really big numbers there in the first 2 quarters. Now here in the second half, just doesn't look like they've made many adjustments in the attempt to slow him down.
handoff as they try to run it here. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
The big guys in the middle of the defense, Mike, the defensive tackles. So often they're asked to do the dirty work. Keep the blockers off the linebackers. Let them run around and make all the plays. But in this case, this guy's able to shed his blocker, make the stop, and keep it to no gain.
Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. Terrific day throwing the ball, and the numbers now show it. Over 300 yards passing in this one. So we are through 3. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Looking to keep a promising drive alive. It is 3rd and a yard. We'll try to pick this up with the jet sweep. He's going to have a Bengals first down. They're able to convert by plenty on that 3rd and 1.
So interesting play call here, Mike, right? So 3rd and short, we're used to seeing people just run it up the middle, just pick up a fresh set of downs. But so often, if you know exactly how the defense is going to align in there tight, there's a great opportunity to get the ball on the edge with some speed and pick up that first down.
Pass right side, and Higgins has the catch. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. T. Higgins. Touchdown, Cincinnati. That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. McPherson now for the PAT. He gets it to go. And the Bengals will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. After the TD, on is McPherson to kick this one away. From the 6, here comes a return. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The Jaguars offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. They'll begin with 1st and 10. The drive begins with a carry from ETN. And he'll be brought down up around the 38-yard line. They get 13 to begin the drive. It's a first down.
The ability to be effective on first down, Mike, it just makes everything else easier. In the event you do have to face a 3rd down the road, they're usually a lot more manageable situations, a lot easier to convert.
On 1st and 10, Lawrence. Short, complete to Likely. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
Brian Thomas, the intended receiver. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
And that is incomplete.
Every so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable. And as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put the ball in harm's way.
Jaguars ready to punt this one away, as he's on for the 5th time this afternoon. Take it in at the 8, and he'll get a few yards on this return up past the 15-yard line. Heading out now, the Cincinnati offense. They're going to get set to take over once more, and it would appear they are on their way to a 2-0 start as they begin things here with 1st and 10 in this 4th quarter. Drive will start on the ground. Not much happening there, just a short game. It is 2nd and 9. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. And he might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a 3rd down. Here's Burrow. Short one into the hands of Gesicki. And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up 4th down.
The drag route. We used to say this is day 1 install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Jaguars offense getting set to get back to work. Will try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. On the give, it's ETN. And good hard running there. He'll push his way forward, gain of about 5. From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd and 4. Working out of the gun, it's Lawrence. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose. And it's going to force 3rd down. In motion is Hunter. From the shotgun, it's Lawrence. That's over the middle and intercepted. That's the linebacker, Logan Wilson. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
I know it doesn't seem like a ton of yards on top of that pick, but that was really well done. I mean, it's just going to make life so much easier now as the offense takes the field, trying to capitalize off of that turnover.
Jamar Chase headed back out there along with the rest of his Bengal teammates. And he's had some kind of game. They made it a point to get him involved early. Boy, did that pay great dividends to this point. Give on the ground, and he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
So they're not going to get the yardage to reflect it, but I actually thought that was a pretty nice job by the running back, at least getting back to the original line of scrimmage. This offensive line, they've got to do a better job getting him through untouched. His yards before contact got to be better.
And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short. Try to pick this one up on the ground. And he's got nowhere to go. That defensive front controls the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 4th down.
Great job here by this linebacker, Mike. There was no reading and reacting. from the snap, he was attacking. Meets the ball carrier right at the line of scrimmage. No gain.
That is incomplete. Oh, they elected to throw on 4th and short. It does not work out. They turn it over on down. This drive starts at the 21. It's 1st and 10. In motion comes Thomas. They go play action for Lawrence. Throw to the right flat. It is caught. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. From the 24 now, here is 2nd down and 7. Lawrence. Open man left side is Brown. He's got it. And a good job rallying to the football. Holding just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down. Now here's Lawrence. Coming open, that's the tight end likely. And he will have the 1st down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
Critical 3rd down conversion there, Mike. Now brings up a fresh set of downs. You find yourself here trailing in the 4th quarter. They got to go down and score, and they got to score fast.
In motion comes Thomas. They fake the jet sweep and give it up the middle. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
You want to see linebackers play downhill, Mike, meaning there's not a lot of side-to-side pursuit. They're attacking the line of scrimmage, attacking the ball carrier. That's exactly what we saw out of this guy here. He's able to make the stop at the line of scrimmage and keep it to no gain.
That's caught over the middle by Thomas. And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short. On 3rd down, here's Etienne. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't get it by a whole lot, but that's a really nice job up front, giving him just enough of a crease that he could push his way forward and pick up the 1st down.
A 1st down throw for Lawrence. The pressure gets home. He's lost the football. The Bengals have got it. And he rumbles his way into the end zone. The fumble recovery and the great return for the touchdown. Great, what a terrible play for the offense. You're trying to gain some momentum. Here you not only lose the handle of the ball, you hand the defense 6 points.
And Mike, how often do we see that when a player loses the ball, his confidence is not far behind? And I think in this case, that's where the coaching comes in. Put your arm around him. Hey, we're giving you the ball in this next possession. We believe in you. They've got to get this player back into the flow of the game after that back-breaking turnover that led to the defensive touchdown.
On is McPherson for the extra point. He's got it. And the Bengals are going to extend their lead. After the TD, on is McPherson to kick this one away. This will be returned from the 6. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. Here comes the Jacksonville offense now, heading back onto the field. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with 1st down. In motion comes Thomas. On 1st down, Lawrence. He's going to take a shot. Sends it down the middle. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
It makes sense to try to push the ball downfield, Mike, and go to the air when you find yourself trailing by this deficit. But it also makes you very predictable. You see the defense, they're in nickel personnel, extra defensive backs on the field. It gets that much harder to throw when the defense knows it's coming.
The Bengals offense ready to see what they can do. They'll have a short field in front of them as they try to extend this lead out further. They go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. Now Brown, and he surges forward for a gain of about 5. Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and 5. They'll stick with him again. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
This play here, Mike, is just all about the get-off of the defensive line. Watch how fast they go when that ball is snapped. Nowhere for this running back except to go down for a loss.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. And he'll try to get to the marker, but he's going to wind up a yard or 2 short.
We see teams more and more throw the ball short of the sticks on 3rd down, really for 2 reasons. 1, they're confident that they can pick up the 1st down with yards after the catch. 2, teams' willingness to go for it on 4th down is at an all-time high.
Burrow to throw for it on 4th down. That's going to be caught. And he's going to have the Bengals 1st down. That'll be a gain of 15 on 4th down. They convert with a gain of 15.
1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
So, 2 minutes to play here in the 2nd half. We'll come back and finish this one off after this. It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. Bone back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up 2nd down. And now at 1:52, the defense will pull the plug there as they take a timeout. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Here's Brown, and he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
These are the impact plays that this linebacker is capable of, Mike. Not only dissecting and determining where the ball was going, but then to shoot through the line of scrimmage and make this tackle for a loss. That's a big-time play.
Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him. The former 1st overall pick in 2022, Trayvon Walker. He gets in to drop him for his 1st sack of the young season. McPherson's kick is good. And the Bengals will add to their lead here in the 4th quarter.
I think at this point in the game, Mike, when you have things under control, not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
This one taken at the 7. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The Jags offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They'll start out 1st down and 10. Lawrence. He finds Likely, his tight end. Here's 2nd and 2. Throwing is Lawrence. Open man, his tight end screens. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line. So it's a win here in the jungle for the Bengals. They get the job done here at home, and they follow the opening weekend victory with another here to move to 2-0 on the season. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. It's a win for the Bengals as we say so long from Cincinnati.
CBS Sports thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.